Hi guys, how are you? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do one more read before we go to bed and see what's going on out there for y'all. And happy Thursday. You don't have to fight others' battles. You are healing and you are growing stronger, which means right now you need to be taking the time that you need on yourself. You at sometimes in your life need to be selfish and take time to spend on you. Some of you guys haven't visited your family in a while, and some of you guys, I'm hearing you just like miss your grandma or your mom or your dad, and I don't know that they necessarily are here with us anymore. And this person, I feel like, is sending you a message saying you do not have to fight these people's battles. And this person would have been the person that maybe some of you guys, you know what, my dad used to say that actually, that's crazy. He'd say, pick your battles, Tara. But, they're telling you this today. And some of you guys are actually fighting possibly even on that person's behalf. Maybe you feel like you have to fight for them. And we just have to know that we are never down here to serve justice upon people. We are simply here to guide people to justice in the right way. Once we lower ourselves to the level of revenge and hate, we're no better. In fact, we're probably even worse, because most of the time, you guys, even from experience, when I messed up and made mistakes, I wanted to be better. I wanted to live a better life, and I wanted to make my parents proud for sure. And I think that was the biggest mistake that I ever made, was actually holding myself to the standards that I did. I realized several times along my life journey that I had set such high expectations for myself that I had become a critic of self and even a perfectionist. I became OCD at many different times. I went through phases of wanting to control so many different people or things in my life to have the end result that I wanted. And many people talked to me about that I behavior that I had for years, and I really didn't know what they meant. In my opinion, in my life, I felt like I really wasn't doing much for me. I felt like I was running around doing all this stuff for all these other people, and I didn't even feel like I had anybody that truly understood me. It hurt a lot. And it hurt even more to know that people kept saying I was being selfish when I felt like all I ever did was do. And I didn't really get anything, and yet I seem to be the one who's looked at like maybe I'm the rude one or I'm the mean one. And I think a lot of that, you guys, is just the fact that we are getting involved in all these other battles. So we're setting ourselves up to be in a situation where you're going into battle. So what are we thinking? We're going to come out jumping into a swimming pool with a margarita in our hand? It's like, it's common. There is, times when we could use common sense. And some of those times are literally when we start entering, especially other people's battles, that we know even entering our own battles, it can be scary. And it can be rough. And you know, when we get ourselves involved in other people's stuff, for some reason we have this sense of confidence that that the person that we're going to confront, because they're not our particular person, maybe they won't respond. I'm hearing somebody probably responded, and there's chances when even men get physical with women that get in the middle of things. And I'm not the type that isn't gonna do something about something, but I'm also very aware of what can happen. You know, even a couple of years ago, I legit was fucking. I went out on a Friday, and I just honestly, I fucking had no clue that at the end of the night, you know, what would happen would. And this chick seen me, and we had some fucking problems. I didn't think she was like fucking really gonna like do something, because I don't know. I mean. I don't think like that, I guess. I don't think about walking up and attacking people. So I don't think we really worry about things we don't think about as the problem. It wasn't even I didn't feel egotistical or fucking, like, I wasn't thinking in any way that, I really did not think she was just gonna come at me and do what she did. She came at me and punched me down to the ground and broke my ribs, and I was holding a bottle of Fireball, and I ended up fucking responding, and I just whapped her over and over in the fucking face, and fucking, we got up, and fucking I dipped, and she dipped, but she called the cops. She said that she didn't do shit to me. And then the cops came to my house, and they fucking arrested me, and I went to jail. I got charged fucking supposedly just walking up to some random bitch and fucking hitting her in the face with a bottle of Fireball. And she apparently fell to her knees in dire pain. So I looked like a fucking psychopath. But really, I was wearing my hot pink dress. I was having a great night. And I fuck up and fucking, I honestly got involved with something Edward had going on. And that's why the fuck it is so important to leave our fucking exes where the fuck they belong in the past. And you know what? Edward literally watched his coworker's girlfriend do that, and he didn't do anything. And I don't need somebody to fight my shit for me. I'm actually happy that I fucking responded the way that I did. You never know how you're gonna respond. I don't regret it. I mean, I do regret getting the charge, because I haven't had any trouble since for like fucking 13 years or some shit. I've had a long streak without even a freaking ticket on the streets. Nothing, dude. I was doing good. I didn't have no tickets, but you know, at the end of the day, honestly, if somebody's gonna walk up to you and run their mouth over shit that she knows damn well is a fucking lie, she's just a pussy ass bitch. She tries to fucking impress people in front of fucking dudes. She fucking knows she said what the fuck she said, so I really honestly, in my opinion, fucking watching somebody run their mouth walking up to you fucking talking shit about shit they're fucking talking shit about sounds stupid to me. I was just watching. She followed through, and apparently, well, I didn't know my ribs and shit were broken because I was pretty drunk, thank God. I went to jail and spent the night there. And I hate the fucking dumb cops. Stupid bitch. Fucking dumb bitch. Anyways, apparently Edward did get mad though. I really couldn't tell you exactly what happened, because I was on the ground with some fucking ugly ass chick on top of me, but apparently when I left, he actually rammed their door down, and not just like in, but the whole door completely off of the frame, and we were both in jail next to each other in cells. I didn't know that either. Long story short, when we worry about fighting other people's battles, we get ourselves into a lot of chaos. You know, Edward, when I met him, we were working in Alaska together, and I knew he was a troublemaker, but I don't think I'd ever really dated a Mexican before, so I like Mexican food. I was down, but I don't know, out of nowhere, he decides he wants to move down here, and you will receive a promotion. And that's what happened. He moves down here, he gets a great job. I think he's getting paid like 30, 40 bucks an hour or something. And that sounds great, cool. Didn't know that the motherfucker fucking was on the government watch list, because he apparently high-speed chases police cars when he gets a buzz for fun and rams them multiple times. Did it with my Durango. Went to prison for a year, so there I'm down a man in a Durango. That's why I don't have anyone living with me. And that was in 2019. And when, that entire time, um, against all odds, you literally did get single. Against all odds, you really didn't get back with your ex. Against all odds, you fucking proved every person wrong that ever disrespected you. And it wasn't because you were out to do it. At first, maybe you were. Then you started to just get in the swing of the fact that you're not faking anything. This isn't fake. Life's not fake. They might be fake. Maybe they want to be the way that they are. That's not the way that you are. That's not how you've ever been. You've never felt a connection to most people on this freaking earth, and that's why you do your own thing. That's why you are a loner. And you know what, honestly, even if Edward fucking rams cop cars, he's a loner too. It's all just honestly about just like identifying our true self and being okay, literally being okay with that person that we see. I, for a long time, separated my good and bad side, and I talked a little bit about this the other day. I was ashamed. I thought it was a thing. I divided myself into two different things, and I made myself believe that I was bad. I believed I was bad, and the thought of being bad is a mindset. It's not the truth, and we can change our mindset. We can't make people want to be a better person, but we can help people learn how to be a better person. And that's what we're looking for. We're not looking to try to tell people what to do. We're looking to we're just really honestly looking to lead, by example. And when we do that, we allow other people to want to follow us, to be inspired, and to make the choice. And that when they make the choice to do the right thing, that's where will comes in. As we continue to work through everything that we do, it comes down to three different things at the end. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to put the work in? And I think that for most of us, you guys, I'm not going to lie, that's what it comes down to. There's a lot going on out there in this world, and you are destined for great things. Some of you guys are so young, your health is in great condition. Some of you guys do need to maybe go get a checkup done for your cardiovascular system. This has been coming out a lot. I know mine, I know that, well, I went to the dentist yesterday and did my checkup and stuff, and I got my daughter going in this morning, so just try to do the best that we can and make sure that at least every 6 months we're getting our checkups. I'm not about the doctor by any means. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I feel like there's people that are into it and then there's some that are not. I'm not really, but it'll be in that. It's just, just be on top of it, you guys. There's already enough things going on out there. The last thing we need is a medical condition, especially for those of us who have great work ethic and value. I don't know that honestly I would be, I hate every time that I notice something about my body isn't feeling the best. And we're sitting here honestly taking all of our energy and we're applying it outward, everywhere. I spent the evening hanging out with my daughter tonight, and it was nice. We had sat here for hours and just talked, and we didn't have the phones, and we weren't interrupted. And there's a lot of things going on in her life too, you know. She's in middle school, and she's struggling with being, she's just my best friend. And she's in middle school, and we know how that can be. And honestly, guys, like, that is the most important thing that we need to be worrying about. And we do spend so much time literally doing all of this other stuff. Sorry, I get all emotional. I'm such a baby. But we spend all this time doing, working hard. And we spend no time with anybody that we miss or love or are going to miss when they go away. I'm going to my mom's tomorrow, so I spend the weekend with my nieces and my nephews, and they have prom, and they want me to do their hair, so I'm really excited that they picked me out of everybody, and they're just so sweet. In fact, I need to make sure that tomorrow I get home and prepare properly and make sure to just make it such a special day for them. It would have been, I don't know. These moments are special. So if you guys have kids or you have nieces or you have nephews or anything, just definitely love them as much as you can. It says that you've changed in a good way. And it says that, I just heard, like, if you're somebody who hasn't seen your kids in a long time and you don't think that you would be able to, the changes that you have made will be seen by the person who has your children. And I believe that if you were to give them a call and just let them know that you would like to maybe have a meet with them to kind of talk about things, I do think that they would consider. And I'm not saying they would accept right then and there, but it will be a seed that you plant, and that's all that we can do. We never need to worry about that when the result will be. We just need to put the effort in and be true and genuine, and then everything will fall into place. Okay. You have crystal clear intuition, and some of you guys are having problems with an earth sign, possibly. It does say Taurus, and that's my bad, because I was having problems with a Taurus that day, so I called her an evil Taurus, and I put it in the box for all of our safety. And it sucks that I had to do that, because, to be honest, I don't want to make anybody feel like I don't like a certain sign. These two girls, they really fucking acted like two girls do sometimes. And they're both Tauruses, actually. They're completely not trustworthy. And actually, just to be fair, I have a Cancer best friend that I don't trust to do there. Every time she comes around. But I'm a Cancer, so I'm just trying to make sure we equally are fucking talk shit about. I don't like to be rude, but I also like have shit to say, So it's like, what do you do? But that was my bad. But do be watching out, because those girls, I'm telling you what, if you're dealing with somebody that has at least the same kind of energies as the girls that I put on that card, oh man, dude, those girls are good. Okay, so the girls that I put on the card, these are the things that they will do. If you're dealing with that energy, they will call your boss and talk shit about you behind your back. This person has the ability to appear as if they are very calm, collected, hurt, and concerned. We don't do that very well. We're the type that fucking glares at bitches and fucking laser digs and then fucking slices them into pieces with our fucking Zorro eyes and fucking hope to God they fall and shatter on the ground. And that's just fact. And people can see that about us in our eyes. That we stare deep through their fucking piece of shit soul. And you know what sucks? Is that we weren't even doing that before. We was minding our fucking business, and then somebody want to fuck us over, and then fucking get the backlash, and then what we always fucking seem to fucking somehow take it too far. Fuck a bitch up, quit a job, fucking get in a fight, fucking go save a hoe. I mean, who even knows, dude? It's just like ridiculous. And that's where it's saying don't fucking fight other people's battles. Like, you know what? If there is any drama going on at work, I would not get involved. Because you know what they did to me? This is what they fucking did. They fucking come to me and tell me that somebody is in the bathroom for 20 minutes at a time taking long breaks. I'm not gonna lie. I noticed it too. So I fucking said something. The two people that told me to say something after I walked out of the room completely tell this whole, there's a group of three now talking about how the whole thing just happened and how I am a piece of shit for saying it. And they even said they never said it. Even one person said that one of them was in the bathroom taking pictures of her boobs, supposedly. That's great. I just love confronting people about weird shit. So there I go. I have to say it because I'm the leader. So you can imagine, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm just telling her straight up, like, bro, there's people waiting in the lobby. Um, you know, I don't care what the fuck you do when there's not, but can you just, like, not have people waiting in the lobby is all I care about. The whole thing, it goes the typical way that it does. After I say something, now everybody's on Team B, and I'm the only fucker over here. And I'm the one that was fucking told everything about this person by all these people. And I really couldn't even fucking tell you exactly what happened exactly next. I just know probably about 6 to 8 weeks later, people are slipping up saying weird shit, right? And my boss said something like, well, you just need to be careful, man. You don't want them to throw you under the bus. I said, throw me under the bus? For what, dude? Oh, nothing. No, I'm just saying, just in case. Okay. The fuck? And I'm fucking a dick. I guess that's true. And I'm nice. So, I obviously know there's some bullshit going on now, right? I cannot stop myself. I have to fucking do something. I'm confronting. I do. I fucking literally go to the girls that fucking, what the fuck, what is going on? I'm not the type of bitch that fucking sits there and fucking has dumb shit going on and fucking doesn't resolve it. I'm a resolver. I can barely fucking not resolve. I'm there. I'm done. It did. It's fucking taken care of. Like, so I fucking do. I fucking tell her, like, what's going on? The girl's saying, just wait till she leaves and I'll tell you. I still am honestly oblivious to this point of what the fuck's going on. I would have not let that bitch leave had I know what this bitch was about to tell me. So it just goes back into fucking Gossip Girl fucking 101, where it's the he said, she said bullshit. And by the end of it, all 3, 4, maybe, that's like fucking 4 of them lying. And it's only 6 of us. So you're telling me 4 out of 6 of you fucking bitches have fucking literally been talking shit for the last fucking month and a half, 2 months? And because I fucking paid attention to the words you said, I caught you slipping. That's the only reason I knew. That's the only reason I knew. And you know what those girls were doing? They were trying to get me fired to my boss. And they were having my boss fucking review shit and literally trying to fucking say I was doing shit to get me fired. And I asked my boss, why the fuck wouldn't you have told me that, dude? She said, because I looked at the camera and you weren't doing anything wrong. I said, yeah, but you should, like, that. I said, how would you feel, honestly, like, if people fucking were doing that and you found out later down the road that fucking you were being looked into because people were running their mouth? She was like, I just didn't think anything because, like, you weren't doing anything wrong. Well, I think something fucking about it. I'm fucking super offended. I'm fucking so fucking offended, honestly, and it's not like I can't work through it. But be careful of these bitches. I've been pleasant. I'm their fucking manager. And you know what's crazy? I'm teaching them how to take over the salon I'm at so I can open up another one. But the girls got so excited, they started fucking bullheading each other for who the fuck was gonna take the manager position. There was 2 positions. There's the manager and the assistant. I'm gonna train them both. It just got so crazy that they started fighting each other and they started even overthrowing me. So be careful of girls that honestly have the ability to be powerful and amazing women, but want it so damn bad that they will fuck anybody over on the way through. And not just me, but each other. And they were best friends. It was a real weird situation. They went head to head and then they went against me. And now, as far as I feel like the whole thing's kind of died down, but it's been like 3 months and you need to be careful. Those girls are, like, they're still definitely not trustworthy at all. Drive safe. Tell your loved one to drive safe too. Because on the back it says, 2 of Cups. So don't be drinking and driving either. I heard no open containers. Yeah. And guess who gets to start training for the manager position? Because I'm a person of my word. That's the difference between girls like me and girls like that. I've not been part of the gossip gang since literally middle school. And in the cosmetology and barber and beauty field, I don't know, it's actually seemed like it was like that in Alaska as well. So people are just fucking dumb, they're immature, they talk shit, they thrive on people's pain, and that's a weird disorder, but it's what it is. And it's not our problem. If people want to say things that are icky and negative about us, don't worry about it because the universe knows what they're doing. It's the one that they're putting that energy into. The universe does have our backs. When you understand karma works this way, karma is aware of each and every one of our dreams. So think to yourself, what is your biggest and most thought out dream ever? What would you just love to have? Well, every time you think of that, karma's listening. And I feel like we're really dark now. It's getting dark in here. This is out of control. It is so dark in here. I am very startled. So, I found out that karma waits for all of our biggest dreams to actually come into fruition before it makes its approach. And when younger, would go through a hard time, I expected maybe even a week or 2 of effort to have cleared my fucking debt with karma. And I wouldn't say I'm doing anything wrong there. It's just that I never had learned that. I wasn't mature enough to understand things, and luckily I've always just been somebody who loves to learn and teach, and I've seen people go through the struggle and spend a lot more time in chapters than we need to. J.J. Anderson was one of the first people that I just noticed his situation and a few other people's. Back then on DOC, which is Department of Corrections, probation for felons, if you get a felony, you have to be supervised, and it's different than a normal probation officer. And it's a pain in the fucking ass, dude. They can come into your house whenever they want, they can do whatever they want, they can raid you, they can charge you, they can arrest you. It's crap. It's like, you might as well just be like coming after the bail bonds coming after you or something. Like, I can't tell you how many times I got arrested. It was crazy. But I was trying to be with James, during those times. And I didn't have to be in any of those situations. To drive safe here with that chapter, I wrecked bad. I rode my van 2.5 times. And I woke up and the whole van was crushed around me. The metal was, I don't know, it was like God protected me, dude. Everything. I was completely upside down. And I was crushed in. And I remember the windshield, everything was busted out. And I could see everything thrown out all over the road. I don't remember getting out of the van, but I do remember standing out of the van and I needed my purse. I wanted my purse. I don't know if I wanted the drugs in it or the phone. I just knew I needed my purse and I couldn't think. I'd knocked myself unconscious. That was it. That was the only injury, and I bit my tongue. But the whole van, it was crazy mutilated. Crazy. Should have died that day. And I don't know, it was like I was literally being protected, completely surrounded. Like I bit my tongue and went unconscious. I don't have any memory. I just woke up and I was just crushed in around me. And, you know, my sister died in a car accident. It ironically was like one road away from hers, so it was very close to where she died. We live in a country town with farmland, so to be on an ironic road that just so happened to be by my sister's wasn't a point that I noticed, it was a point that my mom made. I remember that day, I couldn't remember anybody's phone numbers, but I could remember my dad's, and I was only able to last 17 days at home with my mom before I was stubborn and took off on foot. You know, my back hurt real bad and could feel pain, but I just needed more. I needed to go back into that world. I wasn't ready to quit. I wasn't ready to change, and I would have done a lot of things to get out and do what I wanted, whether it was rob my mom, ditch my kids, fight with my sister because I was tired. I remember one day um, I wanted to sleep and she wanted me to take care of my children and I was a bitch and I fucking started this big old fight between her and her boyfriend. Yeah, her boyfriend fucking Jesus, who's a little Mexican, but yeah, you know, we put a lot of pressure on people when they're fighting our battles for us. And then, you know, those are times in our life when we're not being divine. And it's not that you're a bad person. I don't really guess when I say, Hazel, come here. Hazel. I don't want you guys to worry about being good or bad. Hazel, come here, baby. I just want you to at least allow yourself to accept the fact that if you choose not to change, when you have these realizations with yourself, please stop talking about the problem, at least. Can you please just understand that when you speak aloud about the situation, good people will naturally want to help you fight that battle. What may be hard for some people can be really easy for other people and very instant to fix. Martin committed suicide over some information in a piece of paper that I was able to read and I believe figured out what meant in like 48 hours or less, if I'm correct. I do feel like what he struggled with was just feeling alone. He took his own life and he didn't know how to pay a certain bill. That bill that he was paying was literally out freaking outrageous, and it was not. I don't, you know, if I don't not believe in any way whatsoever what he was being asked to pay was in any way rightful, and I believe that had we went about it, and he reached out and actually said, "Hey, I fucking have this situation going on, man. I don't know what to do. I'm stressing out. I own this business. I have my family that are they're on my balls, man. They're fucking. I have to deliver." He had a father that created the empire he took over after. It was very difficult to live up to what his dad had done. His dad was a legend. He still is to this day. People know even when 90-year-old Glenn comes to town. And you know what's fascinating about Glenn? He still comes into that 7-story building and he wants this fixed, new carpet here, we need this here. And regardless of his age, it's like when he steps foot in that building, it's all just there again for him. And it's just the most beautiful and special thing in the world. And Martin was a lot like us. Martin was the opposite of his very strict father, very successful. Martin was still the one that he chose for the position. His dad did love Martin, clearly. He would have never given his fucking dream to Martin. So maybe it was a lot like how we feel about our parent. Or it's a fucking bullshit ass lie that we made up so that we can keep partying. We've blamed people for being a piece of shits so that we can still be one. We make lies up and we believe them. This true. It's true. It's true. It's what the fuck we're gonna just. We will do anything to get where we want to be, and we know it. I knew it. I knew it when CPS was happening. I tried everything but what they fucking asked me to do. I tried everything, and you know what? I thought I even had it in the loop several times, but when I sobered up and looked back at those psyche evals and what they wrote about me, do you know what they wrote? I didn't know. I didn't even read it. I felt like I fucking literally got the whole thing. I was very surprised, honestly, at their final decision. And I reread like later on what they wrote, and my counselor that I thought I was very close to, she wrote a statement clearly saying it was not. She did not. She was not supporting at this time that they'd come back home with me. She said I needed more time, but with the CPS, you only get 1 year. So I ended up coming up here. I graduated a 6-month inpatient. I moved up here. I got an apartment. I was in counseling. I did everything I needed. She still said I just still needed a little bit more time. And sometimes we run out of time. The deadline is the deadline. And it's the law also. I understood that. I didn't pay attention to that either. I thought I could fuck the system. I was just trying to figure it. Every time I fucking passed UA or I fucking graduated a class, to me I was winning. I was always good at winning. But was I good at being honest? Did I have integrity? Was I willing to be consistent? Am I capable of committing? Releasing? I mean, there were so many things, that it made me realize. And one of the biggest lessons I ever learned was that we don't have to fight other people's battles. Because the biggest reason is we're stressed out and that we have a lot going on. Most of us are fucking 2 steps before fucking you know what I mean? Suicidal our damn self. And we don't say anything either. We're all a bunch of fucking Robin Williams or we're a fucking lunatic, but we all got the same damn shit. We're fucking fighting with some lover. Maybe we don't have a lover. Maybe we miss family. We miss our kids. Maybe we need some money. We want to fucking get some good dick pussy. We're hungry. Clean the fucking house. Where are we going? When are we gonna be home? It's simple. Can we get a dog? I mean, we all do it. We're just rotating. People want to act like fucking this person's this person, that, and blah, blah. No. The person that's saying bad stuff about somebody is the one you need to worry about. And don't pitch in, because the universe is testing you, because you're not going to elevate to be a leader if when you're running your mouth, you're not thinking about the person's best interest. You're not running your mouth because you don't fucking agree or you don't like it. Maybe if you truly cared, talking shit, honestly, is not very helpful. It's hurtful. So it's really hard to believe that anybody that's running their mouth instead of running to you, to tell you They're there for you. What's going on? Are you okay? I'm concerned. I am your friend. I'm here. I'm fucking in right here. If if you have people that run their mouth to you, fuck, dude. I'm back again, Mark Jackson. I'm mischievous. I knew it. Yeah, I should. Yeah. You need to see the good in life real quick. The Mormons try to hit me up. They're always trying to hit me up. I liked to them for a long time, but I just decided to just be spiritual. But yeah, we do definitely need to at least get in a support group, because we don't have anybody that we're telling what the fuck we need to be not doing too. We're not talking to people about things. We're telling people some things. We have plenty of shit that we need to cut out of our life. Anybody that's not, doesn't seem like they're gonna be respectful and capable of, basically, if they're not trying to manifest the same goals and dreams at this time, you gotta get rid of them, because they're channeling into our energy, your energy, and if they're at a level 2 and you're a level 7, you guys are gonna have to fucking meet halfway, and that's gonna drop you and increase them, so they're taking your power and you're leveling down. You don't get to stay on your same level if you're gonna fucking hang out with people on the lower level. You can still be the coolest loser in the lower level groups, but it will never satisfy you because you've already had your awakening. Okay? I love you. Good night.